Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Monday Morsels in Bare Bones Kitchen. See if I can get everything straight here. I am your culinary coach, Harmony, and I appreciate you showing up today. I appreciate it. Every day I appreciate you guys showing up. So we are, if you notice the title, we are going to do some Rab Rangoon, not Crab Rangoon, because real crab's expensive, yo. But feel free, if you are making this recipe, to use real crab, if that's what you have. Because I don't have that. I just have the fake stuff. So, just opening up my cream cheese here. I got a whole block of cream cheese, okay? Whole block of it. Now, I can't even lie. Okay, first of all, cheers. Let's cheers. Cheers to all of you. To all of you. All right. So, I have never used these little tiny wonton wrappers before. Never, never, ever. You can find these little guys where I found them was in like the produce area where they keep the cold stuff. So like where you would find any of your vegan items. Maybe sometimes you'll be in like the produce area and there's a couple little coolers on each end. And they have like salad dressings in them, cold salad dressings. You're probably going to find these little guys in that area. Any other store I've ever been to, I actually got these at Safeway. And that's where I found them. Any other store, I'm going to guess they're probably going to be in a similar spot, but I'm not going to pretend like I know where they are. You might have to ask for them. They're not very expensive though, and there is a shit ton of them in here, you guys. A shit ton. So, that's where we're starting. And you want to keep them moist. So I have a paper towel that's been slightly dampened with my Rangoon, my little wrappers in there. So they stay moist because dry ones do not fold well. Okay, then I have my oil. I just have regular vegetable oil. It has a high smoke point, so you don't want to use something like olive oil that has a low smoke point because where there is smoke, there is fire, y'all. So we don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. So this is already on, getting toasty over here. I did do a trial run with these because I've never worked with them before. They're very easy to work with. I have a little jar of water, which I'm going to use to wet around the outside to make them stick together to fold them over. But you can also use egg wash, if that's what you choose to do. I just figured that's just one more expense that I can save on, right? Because, like, if water works just fine, why do I need to use egg wash? I don't. And neither do you, unless that's your jam. All right, so I chopped up, I had 8 ounces of imitation crab. I used about just right at 6 ounces because Zane took a little bite of one end and I chopped that end off and then used the rest of it because he'd never had it before. He's like, Mom, does it really taste like real crab? I'm like, well, kind of. Kind of. And then, of course, my sister contributed with her lovely garden greens. I have some green onions here. This one's kind of bent. I think I bent it when I went to go put it in my purse. So I'm going to chop these up real quick. We're going to dump this cream cheese, this block of room temp cream cheese. And by room temp, they just don't want it freezing anymore, okay? They just don't want it super cold anymore. It's good. And you can actually save this. If you don't use it all, you guys, just save it. You can just throw it in the freaking freezer or something, yo. So I've got my 8 ounces of cream cheese. I've got my 6-ish ounces of Rab. And we're going to dump that in there. If you've never ever worked with fake imitation crab before, it's kind of weird. It's actually made of fish, and it kind of comes rolled up. It's like it'll be like little sticks, but you can actually tear them apart, and they're like little pieces. So I just finely diced them, and just kind of like, so this is a really good one. So see, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can get closer here. It's got like little pieces in it. So it's just like flaky because it's made from fish. It's actually made from fish and then flavored to taste like crab. I'm just trying to break up some of the bigger chunks that I couldn't get. And I have to ask, you guys. Okay, so remember last week when I was like, I know I was going to ask a question, but I don't remember what it was because I'm old and busted and I should have wrote it down. Yeah, well, I remembered like 2 days later. So here's my question. Here's my question of the day. I want to know what you did last week that you're super proud of. Because you guys, I have worked out every single day since last Monday. And I'm super proud of myself. Because now I'm not in a job where I am super active. Like, being unemployed pretty much is making me fucking crazy at this point. And I noticed that I'm eating a lot more snacks because I'm home. And I'm not trying to be a chubby bunny, alright? I'm just not. Not doing it. Alright, so I just want to know. Drop it in the comments. What did you do last week that you are the absolute most proud of? And if I remember, I'll actually go back and put that question in the top. Alright, so I'm just going to cut up my green onions here. I'm just making little rounds. Little pieces, little tiny pieces here. It's like, you know, just little itty bitty pieces with my sister's fresh green onions. I love her so much for having a garden that she doesn't know anything about, which is far more brave than I am, you guys, because, you know, I don't know a ton about gardens, but I did work in a lumber yard and we had garden stuff for many years, so I learned a lot. But I really suck at keeping plants alive. So basically, if you can't tell me you're hungry, you're going to die, okay? You're going to die. It's just the truth. It's the cold, hard truth. You're just going to die. So shout out to my sister for, even though she doesn't know when to pull things or what to do with things, she's still growing them. She's still growing them. Props to you, sis, if you're watching. Which I know sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And I can't always see. I think that's Chad up there. Hello, Chad. I think that's you up there. It looks like maybe you and Lily. Maybe you and Lily. What'd you do last week, Chad, that you're most proud of? Tell me. All right. At least these little green onions, they're not super offensive, and they make things look really pretty. I think this oil's ready to go. I can kind of see it out of my side eye over here. It's getting a little crazy. All right, so we've got our 8 ounces of cream cheese, about 6 ounces of imitation crab, and, I don't know, some green onions. Like a quarter cup? I don't know. Somewhere in there. You do whatever you need to do. Alright, now I'm going to throw in some garlic. And if you have fresh garlic, you do fresh garlic. That's cool too. You guys know better. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just not doing it. I got one on here. Oh. Is that Vicky up there? Maybe? And Jen, maybe? I don't know, you guys. I can't see nothing anymore. Alright, and I got some Worcestershire sauce. Can y'all say that? Like, is this, I can't even see anymore, you guys. I'm just going to give a couple little jolts of that, because it's pretty intense stuff. And then I'm going to use some liquid aminos. If you have soy sauce or you prefer soy sauce, do that. You can do this too. You didn't do anything but work? You didn't do anything you're proud of at work? So if you're just hopping on, tell me, what accomplishment from last week are you so proud of? I worked out. I've worked out every single day. I even busted out the old school 8-minute abs, you guys. It works. It's safe and effective. And it works. And it's fun. That's what the guy tells you anyways. I don't know how much fun I had the first couple days, though. Whew. Guys, I couldn't even breathe. Without it hurting. Alright, so now I'm just mixing up my cheese. Maybe I should not have grabbed a whisk. Probably not my brightest idea today. See, that's what happens when I have accomplishments, right? Then I shoot myself in the foot later. So tell me what you are most proud of that you accomplished last week when you're popping on here. or when you're watching it later. And again, if you're just joining, we're making some crab rangoon with imitation crab, because real crab's expensive. However, if you have the hookup for real crab and you want to use that for this, do it to it. Good golly, that was a really bad move on my part. It's going to take me like 500 years to get all of that out of there. All right, I've switched over to a fork. We're now doing a fork. Used to have sweating to the oldies. Love it. There's nothing wrong with that. And Sue got through a week of work. Love it. Yeah, things have been super crazy for you, Miss Sue. I have a phone interview tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. Haven't heard back from the other interview, so I'm going to assuming no news is you didn't get hired. That's okay. It means it's not for me. That's all. That's all that means. I almost feel like I should have busted out my hand mixer for this. Sue, have you made these crab rangoons before? I'm sure you have. Really feel like I should have beat the crap out of this cream cheese first. Oh, guys, so I have a kind of funny story. About half an hour ago or so, my phone rings, right? And I look at it and it says FedEx 2, which is the how I have it saved in my phone for the front office people. And one of our poor little sweet guys, he just didn't know I got fired. So he was like, I'm just wondering if you could help me locate this package. And I go, oh, honey, you must not know. I got fired like a month ago. He's like, no, you didn't. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. He's like, that's bullshit. I was like, well, join the party. That's, that's where we're at today. All right. Now we're in business. Okay. So again, I have 1 brick of cream cheese, so 8 ounces of cream cheese. Right about, that surprises me, Sue, that you haven't made these before. Right about 6 ounces of imitation crab. I had probably about a 1/4 cup of scallions, a little shot of garlic, a little shot of Worcestershire sauce, and a little shot of aminos. If you don't have the liquid aminos and you want to use soy sauce, or you prefer soy sauce, totally fine. This is just an alternative to soy sauce, guys. I have my oil going over here. And I think we are good to go. Okay, so here's the deal. Being that I never worked with these before, I did mess around with them a little bit. And they're actually really easy to work with, these little wrappers. They're pretty easy, but sometimes they get really stuck together. And I'm glad I took my nails off yesterday, because I probably wouldn't be able to mess with them at all if that was the case. But you can tell that there's more than one of them, okay? So you just got to be careful, peel them apart, and keep them under a damp cloth. Otherwise they're going to dry out, just like the rice paper when we did the rice paper video with the fresh spring rolls. You want to keep them wet, or damp. All right, so I'm going to just dip my fingers in the water that I have over here. You can use egg wash if that's your choice. Again, I'm just saving money here. And you really don't need very much filling. This is a teaspoon, so I have just less than a teaspoon. And I'm going to put it right in the middle. Can you guys see that? Okay, I think you guys can see that. And then I'm just going to take one corner, bring it up to the other corner, and seal it. Okay, so we're going to make a little triangle. And then I'm going to stick my finger right in the middle of the triangle. And we're going to kind of make a little divot. Swing it around one way. Swing it around the other. And it looks like a little tortellini pasta. See? Just like that. And this was the way that I kind of wanted to do it. And trying to like Google search how to do this, because I've never folded wonton wrappers before, okay? You can do, there's tons of ways to do this. Tons of ways to do this. And So I like the way this looks. It kind of makes my soul feel a little happy. Kind of reminds me of like a little good luck Chinese pot or something. I don't know. It just makes my soul happy. How about that? It just makes my soul happy. And I would have done a few of these ahead of time. However, I wanted to make sure you guys knew how to make the filling. So I'm just going to make a little divot right here in the middle of that bottom part of the triangle. Bring it around. Dab a little water on it. Tuck the other side over. Bam. Just like that. And I just think that they're cute that way. I think they're cute. And again, you can just try all kinds of ways that work for you. I'm totally good with that. Obviously, can't tell you what to do when you're in your own kitchen. This one wants to fight me, though. Wants to fight. All right, there we go. See, it's kind of difficult to see. Or maybe it's just because I can't see. It's kind of like breading stuff, you know. You got one hand for your eggs and one hand for your flour. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And these do not take too long to get done. They take a few minutes, but not too long. I think now I have the oil at a good height. Earlier when I tried these, I just used regular strawberry cream cheese, and I didn't have quite enough oil in there, so it wasn't covering them, so I had to actually flip them, which is okay too. It's okay to have to do that too. Turn that down a little bit though, because I don't want it to splatter too much at me when I dump this in there. All right, so I got 4. I'm just gonna show you how to do these, and then I'll let you guys get back to your lives. Let you get back to it. I have not uploaded the latest, probably 2 or 3 videos, but I will very soon. Probably tomorrow morning. Beautiful, lovely. All right, let me just wash my hand off real quick. And dry it really good, because I don't want that water splattering in there. It's going to bite me if I do. All right, so we just got these little guys. We're just going to dump them in there. Perfect. They're nice and bubbly. If you have a thermometer for your oil, you're going to want it right about like 350 degrees. I don't have a thermometer for my oil though, so it's just a touch and go game for me. However, if your oil is too cold when you go to dump these in here, all of your oil is just going to soak right up into whatever you're putting in the hot oil. So anytime you're using hot oil, you want to make sure that it's hot. So you can always just test it with, like, if you're doing fries and you just dump one fry in there, if it doesn't instantly bubble, then your oil's not hot enough. So if you dump a whole handful of fries into hot oil, it's just going to soak up all that grease, and then you're just going to have nasty product at the end of it. So nobody wants to eat that. Nobody wants a mouthful of grease. If that was the case, you just, right? Yuck. Nobody wants to do that. All right, so again, didn't take very long. They're nice and brown and crispy on the outside. I think I still want to flip them though, because I just feel like it needs to be done. I just want to flip it. Come on, you little sneaky snake. I still do have some fun BBK news that I'm still not ready to share yet. This one does not want to stay flipped because it's all bubbly and poopy. It's all bubbly and poopy. But I'm getting closer. Guys, I'm getting closer. I promise you. So we've got a nice golden brown here. Loving that. And I just got my paper towel plate over here. You also don't want to crowd your pan too much, because then stuff doesn't cook. So like 4 or 5, maybe 6 in a pan this size is good in one shot. Look at that. I personally am going to dip mine in some sweet chili sauce because it's my favorite. Love me some sweet chili sauce. You can buy this at the US Chef store. It's usually really cheap when it's at the US Chef store. I did not. I bought this at Winco and it still was like $3. But usually if you go to the US Chef store, you can get the gigantic bottle and it'll cost you like $3. So take your pick. Little tiny 10-ounce bottle or like a gigantic bottle. Same price. Hey, Min. Yes, salad night there. All right, Min, tell me, since you just hopped on, and anybody else that's hopped on, what did you accomplish last week that you're super proud of? I've worked out every single day since last Monday, and I'm super proud of myself, so I just want to shout out all of you that are super proud of yourself. Okay. All right, guys, so that is what I have. I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of these, and I will see you all on Wednesday. But I don't know where we're making yet. I've seen a few things that I'm going to try, though. So, I will see you all on Wednesday. Love you. Have a good night.